Easy now and welcome. I am Rasta Gamer, or the Drone Warrior, depending on where you know me from. But that doesn't matter at all, because today we'll be unboxing and having a look at these Hexmods RC tuner cars by Hexbug. These are going to make an ideal Christmas present for somebody. I wish these were available when we were kids. They would have been so good. So the idea is you've got a tiny little car. You can completely customize the body to how you want it. You've got different types of wheels and tyre combinations. Got different steering geometries you can play with, different suspension, different gearing, and this particular one you can switch between four-wheel drive, front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. And then this one here is slightly cheaper, so this one is about £50 or about $70. This one's the same thing. It's got a few little mods for the car and a few little go faster bits and suspension and some lights, that sort of thing. They all come with a little controller. This one not only has the underglow neon at the top there, it has a street light kit to it. But I'm pretty sure the parts will be interchangeable, so we could potentially put two diffs into this car, which has got a slightly longer wheelbase, so it might handle slightly better. But the main thing with this is there's adjustment in everything, so that's one position the springs could be in. You can put them into a different position for more or less tension depending on what you want. So I'm not going to keep going on about this. Let's start getting out of the box. And what I'm going to do is I'll get this one out of the box and I'll charge it up, and we'll see how it goes on standard, and then we'll also charge up this one and see how well this one goes on standard. The wheels are slightly turned, hopefully that's not going to be a problem. The back of the box just explains it a little bit better. Doing an unboxing and I'm showing you the box. Gives you a bit of an explanation of what's going on there. As it says, you can change what you need. This one goes 21 kilometers an hour or 13 mile an hour when it is on the fastest gearing, and this one is a little faster. So this one actually comes with a secondary motor as well, so a high power motor, so you can use both the low speed motor or the higher motor, and you've got different gears you can put on any of them. Again, there's a lot more body modifications on this car, and there is several different sets of springs and stuff for the shocks. As we said, there's the additional differential to turn it from rear wheel to four wheel drive. And this one is 29 kilometers an hour or 18 mile an hour, so a little bit faster, plenty of customization going on. Little explanation of what sort of tyres you might want to use for different things. Little disappointed. This is advertised and it normally says 20 feet of track or whatever. We obviously don't get that one over here in the UK. We get one that doesn't come with any track. But never mind, let's charge these up and see what we see. A quick little better look. Now it's out of the boxes. -3, +3, -1.5, +1.5. As I said, two different sets of springs plus the ones that are on there. I think they're exhaust. Two different types of underglow, the additional motor and differential, street legal lights, 4 different sets of alloys, again plus the ones that are on there. And then, as we said, the drift tyres are plastic, as all the rest are rubber. The body itself, and then the different hood or bonnets, engine covers, roof, spoilers, you name it, and the control, and then a range of stickers as well should you want them. And it comes with a quite comprehensive thick manual that explains everything you need to do. You can adjust absolutely everything on this car. I wouldn't normally be interested in such a sort of toy car, but it's got some nice features, and it's winter and it's raining, so it might be a bit fun around the house. Right, chargy USB. Right, so it takes about an hour to charge via USB, and apparently you get 20 minutes of runtime. Everything's bone stock. I'm going to run them as they are and see. Nice little touch. The wing mirrors are made of rubber, so they're not going to snap off, being thin plastic. For those who are interested, the red car is called a Nighthawk, and the yellow car is a Falcon. The controller, you can tell it is super cheap. But it feels functional, and I'm sure it will do what it needs to. We have different steering rates here, 3 positions. We have a power button on the top, then we have a steering trim, and then we have the 2-speed for the car itself. It is fully proportional, it has a brake and a reverse, and obviously the steering is done on this. So we're going to run these standard gearing, standard motors, standard tyres, standard configuration, and have a look and see which one, see what they do, see how we like them. So as we mentioned, the cheap one is about £50 or $70-ish, and the more expensive one is £80 or $110. Obviously you get the more bits with this one. They are different size wheelbases, which will cause them to act differently when you're running them. I'm not sure if we can put 4-wheel diff into this one, but we'll try. But basically they're all the same. So for instance, this one I'm going to run 4-wheel drive more than likely, but I don't want to run the lights on it. But on this one you can obviously plug the lights in, and on the body shell there is places for the LEDs to go front and rear. So you can take pieces off here, obviously you can change your wheels around. I suppose you could even do the motor if you wanted to, but there we are, there's a spare differential to turn the red one into 4-wheel drive. I might see about putting that in the yellow one and see if that's 4-wheel drive as well. So what I'm going to do is put these LEDs on. I've put the underglow on here, done a little bit of modding on that one because we're going to leave that one how it is. Okay, so here we have the yellow car, completely stock. It's on its stock hard grooved rubber compound tyres. Basically we turn it on. Oh yeah, I put the LEDs underneath. I've added front and rear LEDs. We turn the control on. The LEDs stop flashing and we now have control. And nice, I think we actually have brake lights. You see they're coming on. So there you go, little brake lights. Right, first thing to notice is the trim on here, 1, 2 and 3. If you have it on 1, you won't be able to go around the corner properly. I'm assuming that's more for high speed. At high speed it will turn the wheels less, it's less vigorous, but the steering on that setting is really slow and really weak. Put that straight up onto the furthest one. We've now got proper speed steering and full steering. We can do nice little tight turns. So let's see what we can do. Leave it on speed 1. See if we can get it to drift on rubber tyres on speed 1 on the vinyl floor in the utility room. Look at that. On rubber tyres, on the lowest speed, we can get it to drift. Let's put it on speed number 2. Oh, look at that. Spin it on the spot. So even with the rubber tyres on this surface, it will pull under full acceleration. It will actually pull in one direction or another. Obviously because of the diff in the back. Yeah, it doesn't even get going, so we'll need to test full speed on some carpet, but for a little drifter that's not too bad. Okay, so on carpet we'll give it a bit of full speed and see what it does. That is trying to drift. That's on the standard tyres, rear wheel drive as the car comes, and it's trying to drift on carpet. Right. Okay, so let's give the red car a try. Slightly shorter wheelbase, still fully standard. That's drifting on normal rubber tyres, normal rear wheel drive. It's drifting okay. Let's turn the speed up to full. quite happy drifting around. It's got plenty of grip. Okay, so here we are on the carpet. It's got a bit of speed. Quite surprised that it's drifting as well as it is. These cars are pretty nippy for what they are. For most normal little cheap remote controlled cars you buy, they're pretty slow and disappointing. This is still standard. I've got an uprated motor and 2 different gears to go yet. It's not the fastest thing in the world, don't get me wrong, but for the size of the rooms that you can play in, you can actually play in a small room with very little space and have some fun. And it's being fully proportional, you get the full control that you want, and it's perfectly fast enough for a little area like this, or like you might have. You don't need masses of room. Right, I'm going to do a quick speed run with this, see if this one loses traction and goes one way or another, and then I'm going to do what everyone wants to see: how quick are they both together, which one's faster in stock. Okay, so they're both lined up, they're both on full power. I'm just going to give them both full throttle and see what happened. They were pretty much neck and neck. Let's line them up again. Okay, swap the sides to see if that makes any difference whatsoever. They are neck and neck. That was neck and neck. Okay, after a little bit more testing, I can confirm they are both exactly the same speed. They both accelerate about the same speed and reach the same top speed. There is nothing in it, but basically it depends on the start you get and how much traction you can put down. Both cars come with very comprehensive books. The yellow one comes with a single sticker sheet, but for instance, how you can adjust the suspension from one position, and you can put it into other positions as well, like so, angled instead of straight. And then obviously the red one, this one comes with 3 sets of stickers, 2 for the cars, and then some miscellaneous ones as well. And as we were mentioning before, here it explains the harder the tyre down to the softest. Hard ones are for minimum grip on soft surfaces for drifting. Hard, medium grip, good for all surfaces, and soft is maximum grip, best for hard. But again, this red book goes through everything, all the customization options you want, gearing, motor options, all of that sort of stuff. So I'm going to have a play around. I'm going to modify this one up a little bit, and I'll come back to you when we've got some results. Okay, so I was getting ready to modify it, and I thought I'd run it around a little bit, see how it handles, see what I want to do with it. And basically when I put the soft tyres on, it will now not drift at all. It's got so much grip, it is amazing. But as I was driving, all of a sudden it stopped and was making a funny noise, and I checked it and the back wheel was absolutely covered in hair. I'd missed a bit of hair on the floor obviously, and it's still in there, it's still not working properly. But on a normal little RC car, that would be the end of it. But this, because we can strip it all apart, I can remove the obstruction inside and fix it, and it'll be good as new. So I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to change the motor as well. I'll leave it rear wheel drive for now, see what it does. But yeah, one little advantage over your normal RC cars: strip it down, tell you how to in the book, and fix it up. Okay, so this video could go on and on while we talk about the modifications, but I might do a few different videos explaining some of them in the future. But for now, let's sum up on the different models and what we think of them. So we'll start off with the Falcon, which is the cheaper model out of the two. The yellow car, it is rear wheel drive only. It does have provisions. You could put front wheel drive as well, or if you buy a diff or have a diff, you can make it 4-wheel drive. Even on the included fast gearing, it comes with standard gearing and fast gearing. You put your fast gearing in there, and on the rubber tyres provided, it will still donut on the spot. So the plastic tyres, if you put them on, basically you're going to go nowhere unless you do a combination of normal tyres for momentum, the plastic ones for drifting. A few little different body mods, different bonnets or hoods, and some spoilers for the back there. And as we said, quite basic, simple little control. It does work well. Obviously, accelerate, brake. We've got the steering up here. We've got trim, power, and then we've got steering trim here as well. But the car is so much fun, building it, taking it apart. It is absolutely brilliant. One of the best little cars I've had in a long time. And even stuff like you're driving it around and you get hair wrapped around your differential and your drive shaft, you can literally just take it apart really simply. You know, you can get in there, do whatever you need to do, and tune it up how you like. For instance, I found out that harder springs at the front work better, while softer springs at the back on this, like this. Oh yeah, it comes with the LEDs as well on the bottom, forgot to mention them. But yeah, definitely worth anyone who's into remote controlled cars. Great fun indoors, nice turn of speed. It is pretty fast. You'll struggle to get it up to full speed in most rooms. Loads and loads of fun, definitely worth it. Now let's move on to the red kit. Okay, so here we have the more expensive Nighthawk kit, the red car. As you can see, this one comes with everything from loads of stickers, the extra motor. We get 2 different sets of gearing, 2 different sets of springs, 3 different sets of exhausts, and a few spare bits in there. Obviously we get spare roofs, different bonnets or hoods, sides, engine covers, and rear spoilers and front bumpers, rear bumpers, and a selection of tyres, both hard, soft and drift tyres. This car comes with the extra diff, and you can install that to make it 4-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive, put the plastic drift tyres on it, and you can do some proper counter steer drifting and drifting around some obstacles. Really nice. This car does work really well. Other thing with this one as well, it comes with a lighting kit, but it also comes with different adjustment for the steering linking on the front, so you can really dial it in so that it will put the power down. 3 sets of gears, and it accelerates well on all of them. It's plenty fast enough, you're not going to be disappointed with the speed that it goes. It's a proper little bit of fun to have, and you'll spend a lot of time doing your modifications, setting it up, setting your suspension how you want it, getting your tyres right. And because of the modular design, you can literally plug the car body itself in to be charged, and then disassemble and work on the front and rear suspension units and drive units independently of the main part of the car, which is charging. So you spend 20 minutes or whatever, or half hour fixing your car, doing the bits you want to it, and then by the time you come to put it all back together, it's charged again and you can go again. Batteries do last quite a while. It says 20 minutes, but on higher power settings and on the higher gearing, you do feel when the power starts to fade away. Now, if you're to have both cars, now it's really clever, because all the parts, apart from the body, is interchangeable. So you could put a diff, instead of putting this 4-wheel drive, you could make this one 4-wheel drive. You could put the high-speed motor in the yellow car instead of the red car. You could even use the different steering links to dial it in with it being slightly longer. Sometimes on higher power, it wants to turn slightly on acceleration. I found put a nice little toe-in link on there, 1.5 degrees, holds it nice and straight. Doesn't need to be more than that, but again, you cross using the pieces. Also, as I mentioned, this on full power on its higher gearing will spin on the spot with its rubber tyres that are on there. But because we've got the kit, we can actually find a softer compound that we can put on there, and we can make this one handle better as well. So having both of them does work really well. This one will keep you going and is hours and hours of fun. And then the red one, as I said, is next level on top. Personal choices for styling and stickers and motors and everything, extra neons, lighting kits, you name it. And it's got to be the best $100 that you're going to spend, because you're able to use it indoors. You don't need to worry about going outside. You don't need to worry about having a massive space, but you're still going to have plenty of fun because they're fast. It's a really good Christmas present for somebody that you may know that's into this sort of thing. They will have a lot of fun with it, whereas most of these cheaper cars you'd normally think of a bit throwaway. It's much faster than a lot of the largest cars you get for $20, $30, $40. The much bigger scale cars, they're slower than these. These are actually pretty quick. And as I said, they are hours and hours of fun. Really good product. I'm not sponsored or anything. This is my own personal view. I just wish they'd have been around years and years ago. So definitely one for Christmas for people you know. Drop me a like, stay tuned, subscribe and share, and I will catch you all on the next one.